How's it going, my beautiful souls? This is Jay Spivey with Respect the View podcast. This podcast is about the views I was given as a child and how they have changed as I grow into the man I always wanted to be. God gave all of us a voice. It's just up to you on how you want to creatively use it. I'm also getting into collaborating more, so if you have a business or if you're an artist of any kind, contact me. Let's do an interview and get exposure for each other. You can contact me for more information on my website. Peace to you. Much love for listening. Yo. It's Jay Spivey here again. Coming to you with another podcast episode. Respect the view. Alright, I want to get into just some thoughts that I had flowing through my mind today and just seeing where it goes. The battle in the melanated community is definitely is interesting from a couple standpoints that I wanted to go over. There's a lot of things that have been running through my mind, so I kind of want to just express all of them, and that's why I made the podcast, to talk about my thoughts and visualize my views in a different perspective. So I feel like if you ever have any type of hatred towards the father or the mother of your children, I feel like there was definitely a lack of alignment when it came to creating this life. I wouldn't say these are opinions. These are just thoughts that just flow through my head, and I feel like they make me become a better analyzer. Yeah, having hatred for the one that you created life with is definitely is extreme. I mean, even if you want to talk about marriage and how people get married and then they divorce, and it's like you got the couples. It's like, I don't have no hatred, no nothing negative to say about my ex-partner. But then you got those, it's like they be having a lot to say, or like that, or it's just well known that they dislike the father or the mother of their children. And that's why I feel like there wasn't an alignment when it comes to being in that relationship. There was definitely enough red flags for one or the other to step away, and neither decided to do either option. Neither decided to do either option. Y'all just decided to stick it out and stay together and then not like each other. I thought that was pretty funny. I also want to talk about, how I saw, how I'm viewing now the me having my heart open for love, but seeing all the signs that things are not right. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And that's why I say alignment is definitely something big, because it can keep you out of trouble. You can ask God, or you can tell the universe, whatever you want. But if you don't really feel like you deserve it, and some of us only show that we don't deserve it through our actions, and that's why some people, like my last podcast, or like my last video I posted on YouTube, the decisions that you make definitely affect you, and that goes for men and women. I call there's certain terms that I use that I just like to define as gender neutral. But alignment is definitely like a really big thing. So when it comes to, that's why for me, like ever since going vegan a year and a half ago, I'm I'm not really interested in dealing or dating anyone that eats meat. Like, I don't even like seeing it. It's bad enough that my daughter still eats meat. The crazy thing is I cooked her some vegan burgers last night and I let her take a bite of it. And she was like, I was like, "That's fire, huh?" She was like, yeah, that was low-key fire. So I'm not saying I can fully turn my oldest daughter vegan, but my baby, she already on her way. She don't really eat meat like that. She likes French fries though, but she don't really eat too much meat, which I'm happy with. Clean body, clean mind. But that's one of my alignments. So like right out the bat, somebody trying to talk to me, I'm already like, "Oh, nah, you eat meat." And that's what I'm saying. I guess that's such a vegan thing to do, but I don't care. It's my alignment. It's what keeps my energy positive. I can't be trying to mix my body and my energy with somebody that is not, on the same frequency as me. And a lot of us need to start understanding that. Another one of my alignments that I would say I'm not so heavy on, but I'm starting to get more understanding on is the astrology alignment. I'll just say the more that I study it, the more that it is true. So the fact that I'm a Virgo, they do say it's certain signs you should stay away from. And I tend to just listen. That's when I listen to more of what my spirit is telling me to do. So if it don't align, I just kind of just let it go. And then there's the things that as a man can be problematic. So I am a single father. I do have my kids a majority of the time. Like I said, these are just my thoughts, my views. But as a single dad, I have noticed that the women, let's just say this, there's only been one chick that I've really had like a serious crush on. And it wasn't like a physical crush. But other than that, like just a flood of energy and people trying to get to know me, and that's what I'm saying, it's not really being in alignment. And
what's good, people? It's Jay Spivey. So if you haven't heard, there's this amazing app, and it's the easiest way for you to make your podcast, and it's free. All right, so let me explain. It has all the creative tools that allow you to edit your podcast the right way, right from your phone or your computer. And it allows you to distribute your podcast to all the major platforms like Apple and Spotify and many, many more. All right? You can literally make money with little to no listeners. Like, how dope is that? All you got to do is go to anchor.fm to get started. Go check it out.
because I'm still on the road of healing, and I'm okay with saying that. And I've been healing myself for about a year and a half now. I'd say around the time I went vegan, that's when I really started focusing on healing my spirit and cleansing my soul and my energy and removing all the negativity from my life. And I'm still working. But I'm okay with that. But my purpose also keeps me in alignment. So it's a lot of things that I think about as a man, as a single father, about the women that approach me, and you know, so I'm cool with it. I just gotta say no. And now I'm realizing that there's definitely types that you should stay away from. That's why it's okay to now I'm learning it's okay to not necessarily like take every pass that everybody throws. Like I've been good at it, but it's like now you understand why women do it more, and that's why I was like, for me, I'm just like the women that I've been interested in, I feel like just take me for a loop. It's kind of like they just playing games. And the funny thing is I've been watching more kind of like the men content, and it's a lot of shit that I already knew. And it's because I tried to open up my heart for love, and it's like, bruh, like they don't really love you like that, bruh. They're not really feeling you, like. And that's when I started noticing a lot of shit is just for validation. So when I started focusing on myself, that's when I started getting a lot more text messages and things like that. And it's like, I was the type of guy that was okay with letting a woman linger around so she would be able to pop back up whenever she felt like it. And early on in my journey, I was real cutthroat, and then I kind of started relaxing, and just kind of, people just pop up when they feel like it. And now I'm getting back to the point where I feel my energy coming back. I definitely was doing a little too much, and I felt my energy start slacking. But I was still able to get work done. I was still working a full-time job. I was still getting a lot of stuff done. But now I'm in a different phase, and I just want to, that's when, like, even the groups that I thought I was cool with, that I wanted to be in, that I wanted to kind of mingle with, all that kind of faded away. And I just started redirecting back towards my purpose. I mean, whatever goals that I wanted to complete, finding my happiness. And you got to remember, it's like some people, like, there's a lot of us that just choose not to focus on ourselves. We choose to focus on other people. That's how hurt we are, It's like we're not even really happy because we're too busy always trying to take care of somebody else or something else. Or that's why I'm still trying to detach from a lot of stuff. And that's when I read. That's when I was studying, and it was saying that, like, during the retrograde, that your world was supposed to be getting turned upside down. I think that's what I'm saying. I think retrograde ended yesterday, and yesterday was like the first day that shit started happening, to where I was like, oh, okay, like, that's something. And I'm to be truthful, or not to be truthful, but that's why I've been a lot more calm lately. And so when controversy hits me, I kind of like, I take it in a different way now. It's like, same reason why I wouldn't really argue with, with a fellow melanin man, or any man for that matter, because you don't know what other people are thinking. You don't know what they're going through. And I'll laugh at your ass, like, and I know I be having to work on it, but it's a lot of shit that's like it just be so 3D. It just be so bodish. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you for real right now? And that's like, it's just what we got to deal with. It's just what we got to go through. And it's just like, remember, you have the power to respond or not respond. You know, it's okay to admit that you still learning whatever toxic ways you have, and you're dropping them. These are all things of why I still just rather focus on myself. Whenever that I see that it's a problem or it's a inconvenience or something isn't smooth, I just get back to focusing on myself, because that's just what I know best. That's how I've been growing. That's how I've been maintaining. There's still another level that I'm trying to reach, and you know, I can, I'm a, not, I guess I would say because I'm a Virgo, but not just because I'm a Virgo, but I know that's just who I am. Like, I can easily be upset with myself because I'm not at the place that I want to be at yet. I've already passed that. I've let that pain go. I'm still studying it, you know. I'm still finding understandings within my life. But remember, it's not like the people around us. Even, and then for me right now, I'm talking to, you know, my spiritual crew. Or if you get me, you get me. Because I really don't like explaining a lot of things anymore. But you kind of just gotta go through it. Like, the people around us, you know, and this, you know, this goes for the black sheep too. Like, we already know the people around us may not understand completely what the fuck we're talking about. They might be so confused. That's why I get looked at. I promise you, I get looked at like an alien so much now. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, I'd be so shocked. I'd be like, did I do something wrong? Like, why are you looking at me like that? That's why I just be walking with my child or walking with my daughter, you know, walking with my children. And, you know, I just be getting the weirdest looks. Or the fact that, you know, I'm separating myself from religion. Like, God is still true in my heart, but, you know, I'm not going to say I've awakened to this world, but when I had my spiritual awakening, which I'll probably do another episode on, I definitely, I started tripping out, and I was having like anxiety attacks and shit, and nonstop crying and some other bullshit, and just, that's when it's like, you know, if most people go through their spiritual awakening, and it's like very painful when their third eye opens, because it's a lot of shit you just start seeing that you just like, damn, now the Matrix makes sense. Like, nah, I feel like I'm tripping how he was. Like, nah, you can put me back. You can put me back. Never mind. No. I apologize for taking the pill. Can I take that back? Yeah. And, you know, and then that's like we already having a hard time in the spiritual. That's when, like, I see like the spiritual communities that I was a part of, or that I see, or that I notice. There is like a big issue with like relationships too, because I feel like a lot of spirituality and sexuality is kind of like intertwined, and then it becomes kind of like a empowering thing. And like, you know, just because niggas is spiritual don't mean they want a woman that's like so liberated and so free that she putting her whole body on social media and think, you know what I'm saying, and think the attention is gonna be different from a regular ass nigga that just like to see ass and titties. You know, like, just because a creative artistic man can see that it's creative doesn't mean you're gonna be able to separate the energy from that of being respectful men. It's just interesting. Nobody likes to get toyed with, right? And it's like, when women toy with me, all I think about is like, you know, or, you know, for sure, cool. You know, I pray that you actually find somebody that's gonna love you. You know what I mean? Like, because all I can say is I care. That's why I'm not interested in relationships right now. Marriage is off the table, but, I'm not saying I still wouldn't. I'm just saying I'm not in the phase in my life right now where where I want to focus on or put energy towards because I have other things to do. Like, that's why I already have children to get a bag for. So that's my main focus. And that's my, and if I'm staying in alignment, that's when I'm just like, if I'm being me, the best way to actually get into any type of relationship with someone where you're making headway on getting to know them would be to do something like business wise, and people don't really realize that. That's probably the dopest way. Collaborating with somebody on something, not having any negative intentions, and then being able to grow something from y'all working together on something. Like, I'm saying that's probably the best way now, because there's a lot of people that's like interested in physical shit. And that's like, even when I get hit with a lot of like, oh, you're handsome, like, I don't really respond to a lot of that shit. Like, and the interesting thing is, I guess I just started feeling confidence in myself to where I feel some type of intelligence. I never liked school, never tried in school, but yet now I study all day. I'm learning all day. And I love that about myself, but it's just like, when you meet somebody that's kind of more like into the physical and mainly everything is about looks, and they can't give a fuck about what you're talking about. That's when I guess it was never hard for me to kind of pull a woman. Always, that's when but I never tried to keep. That's when any woman that probably I've wanted in my life and we're not together now, it's because I let them go. Like, sometimes you just gotta realize that, yeah, I am not willing to give whatever you are asking for, and I'm okay with walking away. Like, that was a gender neutral statement, by the way. Some people ask for too much. That's why you gotta know what you're willing to compromise with and what you're willing to just say no to. And that's why I'm just like getting into the next little thing that I wanted to talk about. And let me just say, this is no knock on anyone. This is just an understanding of young ladies and how I would think men should categorize things and not necessarily, put everything in one box. But at the same time, as a man, I see how any of them can be problematic. And that's because I'm a single father. I'm definitely okay with dating single mothers. But it would suit my spirit better, and that's when I'm just like, it's more of like alignment. But I have, both of my children are by the same mom, so it would probably be best for me to find a situation where, if not, like, that's, both children need to be by the same father. And I don't have any hatred towards the mother of my children. We have a great parenting relationship, co-parenting relationship. And so, like, a majority of the time, it's like, I get the women that the dad is not involved at all or divorced, and it's just like, it's like, you know, I start realizing the energy that I'm getting, and I'm just like, nah, I'm okay. And it's just like, it's funny because it's just like a woman to be like, well, like, a woman with kids is the best kind of woman for you. Like, what are you trying to say? And I'm just like, bro, I plan on having more kids. What the fuck I look like dating a woman with as many or more kids than me? Which, you know, as many is cool, but if she don't plan on having no more, then that don't suit me. But if she has more than me, then I'm just like, bro, you already been through the ringer. Like you know, then I throw age into it. And that's like, it just gets interesting. So then when you start just thinking about your alignment on what you really want in your life, and that's what alignment is, what you really want in your life. You gotta know what you want. Or else you're gonna be okay with and accepting everything that's thrown at you. And everybody don't deserve to be up in your space. Everybody don't deserve to be up in your energy like that. Beautiful women though. It's a plethora of beautiful women. Beautiful women with no kids, beautiful women with kids. And that's what I'm just like, you know, being a single dad, I also got to think about being used, because I can admit that I was okay with being used early on in my life by women. But now that tone has changed. Um, Shit different now. Once you start taking control of your power, people gonna know not to fuck with you. And I guess I can say I was already intimidating. But now I feel the power to get shit done that I always wanted to finish. And I see where my life is headed, and it's beautiful. And I ain't got time for no raggedy shit. I'm actually here to leave a legacy. I am one of those.